new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, followed by my two other hosts here, Trey.
Hello.
And Steven.
Yo.
And
we're back at full force.
We are back in full force with Trey being back this week. It's glad to have you back.
It was really weird. Me and the wife, we just got this random email from some guy named Benny with free movie tickets, but it just happened to be the only showtime was during the podcast. So I don't know if that was you, Benny, but it was. I'm sorry that I had to miss last week's, but it was fantastic. And really, it was perfect because when we first started podcasting, I told you the only F-bomb I was going to drop was when we talked about Titan. So it was smart of you to cover Titan while I wasn't around.
Well, I completely forgot about that. But, I will have to say before we get into today's episode, what film did you guys go see? Or is it inappropriate?
So it was actually, honestly, it was for a gift from the capitalist overlords at Amazon. It was, I think it was called the Burial. It had Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones in it, and it just released on Amazon Prime, like that Friday. But this way they can put on their posters. So many people saw it in theaters, but like they gave us free tickets. We got free popcorn. We got free drinks. So it was a free date night, and again, it was a one-time slot thing. So that was just the time we got to go. And it's happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. There it is. That's the magic thing. If you're married, be kind to your spouse. Just be kind to them.
Pretty good.
You don't even have to be married. Just be kind to people. Just be kind.
Yes. But with that, we are getting now into today's episode, which is obviously we're still in Summons with our Season 2. And this week we are going over Ramuh, the lightning/electric summon of the series. So, Ramuh, also known as Indra, is a recurring character and summoned creature in the Final Fantasy series. He's affiliated with thunder and lightning and appears as an old man carrying a staff. His signature attack is Judgment Bolt.
I'm just going to let you know up top that I do not call him Ramuh. I call him Rama. And I always will. It doesn't matter.
I've always called him Rama also.
Rama? Is it Rama or Ramuh? Tomato? Is that kind of a thing?
I think they called him Ramuh in 16. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played it. Trey, do you remember what they called him in 16?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember either. I was trying to, but yeah, I've always said Rama. It doesn't matter. Say whatever you're comfortable saying. We'll just roll. We know who we're talking about. Everybody knows who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So here's a bit of his profile. So Ramuh has maintained the same basic appearance across the series with minor variations. Ramuh is an old man with a long beard and mustache, balding and wearing flowing robes. The exact design of Ramuh's robes has varied. He carries a staff and is used to call down bolts of lightning on enemies, including his signature, Judgment Bolt. Ramuh is one of the few summons to play a major role in the storyline of a game. In Final Fantasy VI, Ramuh calls Tara Branford to him when she loses control of her magical powers, and helps her calm down when she regains her senses. He relates to the party in general details of the War of the Magi, and has led the Espers to flee the human world before becoming Magicite, and aid the party in battle. In Final Fantasy IX, Ramuh appears in the Princess Garnet and gives her a trial requiring the party to find the parts of a story and relate them to Ramuh before Ramuh becomes Garnet's Eidolon. And then in Final Fantasy XV, Ramuh is one of the 6 gods that watch over Eos. He sleeps waiting for the chosen prince, Noctis Lucius Callum, to rise and prove his worth. So, which... Steven, have you done that yet?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Because he's pretty,
He's pretty
early on in the game, if I recall.
He's the second one you get, if you're following story-wise.
Story-wise, it's what, Titan and then Ramuh?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But I do like how in every game he's kind of like, I'm sure we'll get more into it actually I don't even know what our things will have on there, but he's always like a middleman between the character and the summon. So he's like, hey, this is what's going on. This is how you do this. Basically introduces summons to the character a lot of the time.
Yep. So, to start things off, we have Final Fantasy III. Ramuh can be summoned by evokers and summoners, and is tamed by purchasing the level 3 summon magic spell, Spark. Because that's it.
So not what I was just mentioning at all.
No.
He's just there.
He's just there. He's just a summon. That's all it was. Yeah. And then Final Fantasy IV, Ramuh is a summon for Rita. She can summon him innately, and when she rejoins the party as an adult in the Dwarven Castle, his name was translated as Aintra in the SNES release. It is a casting time of 4, costs 30 MP to summon in all releases, and uses Judgment Bolt to attack all enemies with lightning and elemental damage. In the easy type version, the casting time was reduced to 3. So, which, if you know Indra is one of the, I wouldn't say gods in Japan. I wouldn't say god, because there's Indra and oh god, I can't remember the other.
I don't know
the brother's name.
I'm not even gonna try and call
I got nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
You got okay. I watched too much anime. That's why it is.
I know what you're talking about, but I couldn't even begin to guess the word, so I don't even want to sound ignorant.
That's fair. So we have Final Fantasy V. Ramuh is a level 2 summon found in the forest outside of Istori. The party must fight him as a random encounter and defeat him. He uses the attack Judgment Bolt when summoned, dealing lightning and elemental damage to all enemies to the cost of 12 MP. He is also encountered in the castle section of the interdimensional rift on the upper level outside the actual castle itself if he is not acquired in the first world. Oh, that's interesting. You have, so you can find him in the first world as a random encounter to get him, or you have to fight him in the actual castle itself if you don't get him in the first world.
I'm just glad you have a second chance to get him as a summon. There are some games where if you miss the summon, you just miss the summon.
Right.
Especially in Final Fantasy. It happens quite often. If you miss this thing, then you don't get it.
Yep. That's true. And yes, according to Sharp, which is true, all summons in 3 don't have backstories because that's when they were first introduced. So, yeah. Except for one specific, which that summon we will go later down the road. Just saying.
That's true.
So we have now Final Fantasy 6. So Ramuh is her Esper and plays a major role within the story as Terra's guardian while she is coming to her senses in Zozo. It turns himself into Magicite. When equipped, he teaches Thunder times 10, Thunder times 2, and Poison times 5, and gives a +1 stamina boost when leveling up. When summoned, he casts Judgment Bolt, an unblockable spell with a spell power of 50. Which this is interesting that he also gives you poison.
It is interesting.
So thunder and
really
Thundra, I mean, that makes sense. But poison?
Yeah. I wouldn't associate him with that.
Mm-mm. Not at all. And then now we have Final Fantasy VII. So Ramuh is a summon materia attained in the Golden Saucer. The player must pick up the Chocobo Jockey Room after Barrett defeats the boss in Barrett's past chapter. If the player does not pick it up then, it becomes unattainable. Ramuh's spell power is equal to 1.875 times the base magic damage. So, as Steven said, and Trey both have iterated earlier, once you miss something, it becomes lost forever.
Most of the time in Final Fantasy, yeah. It's like, you didn't see this one little hidden thing over here?
You didn't explore every corner of every part of this map? How dare you? Oh, yeah, now you don't get this summon. Bye.
I always think about that. Like, if I ever look at a guide, I'm like, what kind of effort and what kind of time did it take to go through and find? Because, like, when I read some of these things, I'm like, whoever would have discovered this without developing the game?
Right, I know.
Some mechanics are just so weird.
Well, I mean, I think most of the guides are written by the people who developed the game.
That would make more sense.
But
it's not as fun as my head. Yeah, it's not as fun as my head canon, where it's some person going through and just spending 1 million hours on it.
No, but that's what makes some of the like the things that get found out years or even like a decade after the fact, because no one knows about it and it's just people doing. I think that's what makes those things so special.
Yeah.
And also, while we're talking about guides, I saw that GameFAQs sold to someone else. So if GameFAQs goes down, just rest in peace to the greatest place ever. I loved their guides, and I loved the Asai art that came with all of them. Sorry to bring that up randomly in the middle, but that just kind of came into my head. Yeah, so the guy who's kept it going forever, kept it like ad-free, all this stuff, he sold to somebody, and whoever bought it, they're going to want to make money on their investment. So, yeah, it's probably going to change. And like GameFAQs, I haven't been there in probably a decade, but it was just such a big part of my life. I know it was a big part of a lot of our lives growing up and needing help with video games. So while that popped into my head, I had to spit it out because, I mean, you guys have done enough podcasts with me at this point. If something pops in my head, I'm going to say it.
That's insane because I only use, well, funny enough, I only used GameFAQs back in the day for Game Boy games, or Game Boy Advance. I never used it for anything else. I mainly used it for Mega Man.
I remember when I used it, one of the first times I used it, my parents were furious because I actually printed out a GameFAQ.
Oh, I've done that too. I printed out an entire like Mega Man GameFAQs, and my mom's like, what did you do? What did you print? And it's like, it's a guide. It's like, why is it 100 some pages?
Yeah, exactly.
Oops.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, I'll steer us right back. You brought up 7, and Rama didn't play a huge role, but I really liked how in the remake Intergrade, which you're getting ready to talk about, that it was the only one, but it seemed like more of a bigger deal when I did play, because one, I struggled with that, so having the summon, was helpful.
Yeah,
which I don't normally like to lean on them, but it was kind of cool to see him get a little bit more shine in the one you're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, so as Trey said, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. So this is the PS5 edition chapters that they added later that you can buy or buy as a full game. So Ramuh appears exclusively in episode Intermission, and outside of DLC summons is the only summoning material available for Yuffie to use. He is attained in Chapter 1 Watai's Finest by completing Chadley's VR Battle Simulator. His appearance has been visually updated from the original Final 7 incarnation, incorporating more purple in both the clothing and attacks to represent his thunder element. In hard mode, Ramuh can be fought in the Shenmue Combat Simulator and Advanced Weaponry Division as part as an optional challenge. Which, note here, I still need to play the intermission chapters with Yuffie.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I've beaten the entire 7 remake when it first dropped. I just haven't gone back just to do the intermission stuff because it's, I think, only 3 chapters with Yuffie specifically.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you guys know? What was the game with Vincent?
Vincent is
Dirge of Cerberus. They bring elements from that story into Yuffie's, but when you get done with the remake, Integrate's great. It's especially for those who have played it. That last like boss battle, there's a section, and it's one of those boss battles where it's got like 3 beats. And he has a big, long monologue that you cannot skip. And I kept dying on the 3rd one, so I had to listen to his monologue like a legit 15 times before I finally beat him. One of the most rewarding boss battles I've had in the last probably 5 years. But the story itself it's fantastic, and it really... if you did not like Yuffie as a character before from the first one, I have a feeling your mind will change.
Who didn't like Yuffie?
I mean, some people didn't. So a lot of people thought she was insignificant, just to throw in, didn't add a lot. Like, was like the selfie, or you're not gonna get that one. That's Final Fantasy VIII. But whatever the eco of Final Fantasy VII.
Hey, Yuffie's great, especially in Kingdom Hearts. Thank you.
That's true.
This guy with Kingdom Hearts. All right.
Yeah,
I'm glad it wasn't me this time.
Yeah, hey, I've only played a few of the Kingdom Hearts games, 1 and 2, and then like some side ones, but that's it. Because it's so convoluted. It's so confusing.
That's all right. You're only missing about 10 games then.
Right, I know. I've only played like 3 or 4.
On 8 different systems too.
Well, not anymore. If you have the Story So Far
right.
collection, they're all on PlayStation now.
That's true.
So, and PC. But anyway, with that, we are going to take a short mid-break, and we will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. And at this point, I want to thank all of our patrons that are helping us out. Thank you for supporting the show, especially to our current patron, Highland Cubby. I appreciate you, and we all appreciate you, and especially can't wait to hear what you have in store for next week's patron chat. Is it next? Yeah, next week. Next week is the patron chat. So think of a topic and we will go over that topic with you. And it is also not too late to sign up on our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Final Fantasy Lorecast, you can join us there, get ad-free episodes, and even join us on the end of the month here next week on the topic of the choosing. And hopefully it's something spooky related because we are in October. It is spooky season. And if you want to support us, there's a few other ways. You can support us on Apple and Spotify. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words, we'll read it out loud next time on the show, as well as a comment on a Spotify episode, which we don't have any this week, but maybe next week. And you can also find us on a few different Discords. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can find this show, as well as the other shows that I host, the Wizard World Lorecast, the Holocron Histories, and the added Witcher Lorecast. And then we also stream these episodes live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, on my Twitch channel at Ben of Temeria. And please go check that out. Go follow. I am trying to get affiliated, so every follow counts and it helps me out get to my goal of affiliate on Twitch. Is there anything you guys want to add into this mid-break?
No. We need one more patron in here so we can fight back against the 4 through 6 discussions. Someone to come in.
Well, me and Cubby have talked a little in the chat today that it's not necessarily going to be 4 through 6 related. I did kind of steer it that direction, so I think this next one you two will feel a lot more involved.
Oh, okay, sweet. So yeah, that's what we have for this mid break, and let's get back into more Ramuh.
What if I told you you only have 12 hours to legally have sex?
To finding true love. Or just like a good guy.
From the director of Easy A and Anyone But You.
This whole thing is nuts.
There's nothing traditional about this night.
On August 7th, the clock starts on the summer's biggest rom-com.
I'm Owen.
Allie.
What about you and me?
Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner.
I've been told I'm a 7.
By who? Your mom?
Nah, she thinks I'm a 10.
One night only. Rated R. Only in theaters August 7th.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
All right, we are now back, and we are now going into Final Fantasy IX. So, Stephen's favorite game of all time.
No, not me.
What?
My favorite's 14.
Oh, what? Sure. So, Ramuh is an Eidolon who plays a role in the story after Zidane Tribal and Vivi Ortentiller and Princess Garnet flee Alexandria. They wind up in the Pinnacle Rocks. Ramuh agrees to help Garnet as she passes the test of completing a story and rewards her with a Peridot, which can be used to learn him as a summon for 30 AP. Ramuh reveals to Zidane and Vivi that whatever ending Garnet chooses for the story, he would lend her his power. The story was simply to test her character. It is possible to leave Pinnacle Rocks without completing this quest, but the player can still obtain more Peridots later to teach Garnet Ramuh's summon. Ramuh's summon attack. Yes, you can.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, yeah, you can spam.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can spam Peridots. There's a section when you get to a certain part of the game where you can just constantly knock into these little swinging pendulums, and every time you knock into them you get in a fight with this bird monster, and every time you fight one of those bird monsters you get a Peridot, which the more of each gem that you get, the more powerful the summon is. So if you have 99 Peridots, your Ramuh is just off the charts powerful.
Good to know. So Ramuh's summon attack is Judgment Bolt and deals lightning damage to all opponents. The magic power from Ramuh's summon under normal circumstances is 31. When the full animation plays, the power is equal to 32 plus the amount of Peridots in the party's inventory. If Ramuh is added to daggers roster of Eidolons since the start of the game via cheating device. He costs 88 MP to summon before she has her Eidolons extracted. When acquired normally, he costs 22 MP to summon. So, did I read that right? That if you use a cheating device, it gives you Ramuh as 88 instead of 22?
Well, it keeps them from when she has them at the beginning.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
You remember when you were looking at how much they cost, and you were like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able... Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I want to summon Odin. He's 109 AP, and it's like, MP or whatever, and it's like, she has
I'm not going to summon Odin.
She has 15.
Yeah.
So now we get to Final Fantasy 11. So Ramuh is one of the 6 celestial avatars. He represents the lightning element. The job class summoner can unlock Ramuh upon completion of the quest Trial by Lightning. And then Ramuh is also the name of a server.
That's interesting. It's the first one that we've gone over on 11 that it didn't have some big long backstory about how it became a summoner.
Yep.
Even Titan did.
Yeah, typically like Titan, like the 3 main, like Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit typically are always the ones that typically have some sort of like lore that are tied to him. Shiva as well. Yeah, this one is interesting that, Ramuh being one of the major summons and elemental summons that with that has no story whatsoever in 11.
Yeah, and he has a ton of, like, it may not even mention it here, but he's typically, whenever they put him in a game, it's whoever's associated with Ramuh is the wise character who passes knowledge to the rest of the party or whatnot. Yep. So that's kind of, I guess, if he doesn't have a backstory in 11, that's his. I'm throwing it in there for him.
Fair enough.
For all.
So now I have Final Fantasy 12 Remnant Wings. So Ramuh is a rank 3 thunder flying summon along with his pupil Raiden, a fellow lightning summon, and his tool Ramuh. His regular attack is Judgment Staff, while his special Judgment Bolt deals massive lightning damage to all enemies in range and causes silence. And the silence status won't let you cast spells, if I recall.
Right. Yeah, no magic.
No magic for you. And then now we have 13. So Ramuh makes a minor appearance as an Eidolon in the Pampa Sanctra at the Nautilus Park. He is summoned to battle Ifrit to defend a cocoon. There is also an area in Eden named Ramuh Interchange. The Final Fantasy XIII Ultimate Omega further reveals that Ramuh was, at some point, planned to be a Pulse Falsi, depicted towering over the landscape as an old man smoking a pipe.
Pretty odd that the main character in this game is called Lightning, and then Ramuh is just basically not in it very much. He's just a minor.
Right?
Something.
I know. Like,
this is your opportunity. Make him a big part of the story.
Instead, she rode Odin's... or she carried Odin's sword there at the end, I think, right? And didn't she end up riding Odin's horse?
Well, it's a bike, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they do a bike? Lame.
Of course they do.
Yeah, because it's all technological advance and all that in 13.
Mm-hmm.
So now we get to my favorite game, 14.
Yay.
What? It's not your favorite, it's my favorite.
No, it's my favorite too, yeah.
So Ramuh appears as the primal of the Sylphs and is stern guardian of the Black Shroud. He is, however, the less aggressive than many of his brethren and has not actually fought in the initial Of Realm Reborn storyline. He plays a major role in the Defenders of the Azoria arc. Tempered Sylphs have summoned him in response to repeated incursions on their part of the Twelveswood, and the player must face his trial to convince him that most Azorians must mean no harm to the Sylphs. During battle, he can summon several smaller versions of himself, known as the Grey Arbiters, that, unless defeated, will cause Ramuh's Judgment Bolt to wipe the player party. Defeating Ramuh is more difficult. Extreme Battle will reward players with lightning thematic weapons resembling the Primal's own weapon, which I have gotten, which is awesome. Just saying. And then another Ramuh appears as a boss in Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers as the Eden Raid, a version of the Primal summoned from the memories of the Warrior Light via Eden's power. The Primal is summoned and defeated in order to restore lightning aspect ether to the wastelands of the empty. In the contrast to the Final Fantasy incarnations and his counterpart on the Source, the Ramuh's appearance is based on a Pharaoh centaur with a black and red wings and the lower body of a striped horse, similar to another lightning elemental summon, Axion. His upper body appears more muscular and is much more shorter, trimmed beard. His staff now resembles a spear rather than a magical rod. Defeating Ramuh in both the story and salvage difficulties will reward the player with a currency that can exchange for powerful equipment. And then additionally, this Ramuh is also tamed as a mount, while the salvage version, Eden's Versed Refulgence, has been completed.
First off, shout out Sharp in the chat saying that it was a horse. But Zion, isn't that a summon in 10?
Yeah, that's the Thunder summon in 10.
That's the Thunder summon there, right? Okay.
Good to see him get a little love in another game.
Right?
He's an awesome summon.
Yeah, I have this mount.
I'm
looking at this.
I'm looking at that summon.
I'm looking at
a good summon.
Ixalan and it's like, oh, I have him as a mount already.
Yeah, he's
that makes me want to play 14 just to get that one as a mount, because I loved the summon in 10. It was one of my favorites.
Well, I have a version of him from one of the collector's editions of one of the expansions. Like they typically do multiple versions of specific mounts, and he's one of them.
Right
but
on.
It's still cool.
Good, that's a good mount.
And then now we have 15, which is what Steven's playing through currently.
Yes.
So Ramuh is
loving it.
See, we bashed it too early.
I know. I know.
And then Ramuh.
I mean, I said I didn't hate I liked the story. I didn't like the gameplay.
That's fair.
That's how I feel at the moment. The story is not my favorite, but the gameplay is a lot of fun. If you get into it, it's more fun. If you're not just.
And before we start with 15, you did do the 15-14 crossover, didn't you?
I did. Very short.
Is it?
Yeah, it took me a total of like 30 minutes.
No, because you faced Garuda from Eos with the Garuda from Eorzea, correct?
No, other way around.
Other way around.
Yeah, so in the story, they summon. There's whatever the beastmen, what are their names? The lizard kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They get transported there, and they tried and summon Garuda to that world to take over. And so you have to fight her, and then at the end, as you're about to win, the Garuda from Eos shows up. And she says, I have no name, my name was lost to time. I'll just take Garuda's name since we just whooped her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's how it ends.
Interesting. So, with 15, Ramuh is an astral who uses Judgment Bolt and deals heavy damage to enemies within a wide radius. When summoned, Ramuh grabs Noctis with his left hand and raises the staff he carries to the right hand to the sky above him. Wrapping in lightning, Ramuh throws his staff at enemies, triggering an explosion. The ground and enemies are charred. If the party summons Ramuh inside a dungeon, he can't use his Judgment Bolt and instead throws his staff from afar. Okay, that's kind of cool how there's a difference.
It's probably my favorite summon of the what I've got so far, because it just annihilates everything in the area, and it just after his attack is done, you can literally, like, the ground is like it looks like a lightning bolt literally hit the ground. Everything's kind of on fire and blackened. It's really cool.
I remember that because
awesome.
He's one of the few summons that you can summon like almost anywhere.
Mm-hmm. He's really all I've got so far.
Because it's that and Titan, right?
Yeah, and then Leviathan.
Okay.
But his is like a story, so I mean, I haven't got his randomly yet.
You have to be by the sea, if I recall.
Yeah, and there's just not enough that happens by the water.
That's fair. So now we jump to 16. So Ramuh appears as an icon. He revealed in the Dominus trailer published in June 2022. His dominant is Sidolphus Telamon. Which,
that's all we can say right now.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much. That's what. Funny enough, that's all it was on the wiki.
Yeah.
But yeah, go play 16 because Sid is fantastic. He's a great character, and like his entrance is a chef's kiss, like on a plate. Like it's that awesome at the get-go from the beginning.
Yes, and his voice.
I think my favorite voice actor in the game.
Yes, for sure.
Right, yeah. I agree. Sid is
and that's
fantastic.
not a knock to any of the others. There are numerous excellent performances in 16. I think a lot of the voice actors and actresses do an excellent job, but I don't remember his name, but him as Sid, he is just it's perfect. It's all of it. It's just everything about it is fantastic.
His name is Ralph, and I don't know how to say his last name, and I don't want to try to.
But he also does the guy in Diablo 4.
Yes. Yeah.
The best month for a voice actor ever, in my opinion. Him dropping those two like a week apart.
It's pretty good.
That's insane. But and then last but not least, we have the etymology of the name. So Ramuh can be based on Ramuh, who is often portrayed as a bearded man with a red sash and 4 to 6 curls on his head. Ramuh could also be loosely based on the epic Hindu poem written by Valmiki called Ramayana. Its protagonist is Rama, also spelled Rama of Rama, said to have been the incarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. The name Ramuh can be also an anagram of Rama and Vishnu. In the final,
that's what I always thought it was.
Oh, I have no idea. And then in the Final Fantasy series, Ramuh is an old bearded sage with a staff who casts thunder magic. He can also be found on the King Ramuh of supposedly sunken continent Mu. The element of lightning could come from the Hebrew word Ramah, meaning thunder or thunderclap. This previous name, Indra, is the name of the king of Devas in Hindu mythology, the god of rain, lightning, and storms.
Yeah. I just assume it had Hindu influences.
I mean, a wise, bearded man. Yeah. And typically that's what it comes across in the entire series, is typically a wise older gentleman who gives you advice or puts you on a trial to make sure that you have what it takes to complete the task ahead. Yeah.
I know you haven't got to this point in the game yet, Ben, but when you do the trial for Ramuh in 9, it's really, even the story that you have to piece together, it's a good story. It's like, it would be like a movie if you could stretch it out. It's an interesting story.
Interesting.
That you have to put together, yeah. But yeah, he's always just he's the sage that comes in and just helps the party out. It's whoever is associated with him is the one who leads the party or gives them advice on how to move forward.
Right. He does the same thing in
They're the Donatello of the group.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, he does the same exact thing in 14. He makes you a trial, like we went over, to make sure that you are trustworthy and are ready to prove for what is to come.
You know, the trial in 15 is literally just running from one point on the map to another and touching a tree. So it's not as great in 15, but it is technically still a trial.
Do they make you dodge lightning bolts like in 10 at least?
No, thank God. You don't have to do that.
If there was ever a time to dodge lightning bolts, so that is the time, right?
That's the game, too, for being an open world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have him constantly trying to smite you while you're going to try and go touch a tree.
Yeah, there's already too much going on in that game. You constantly have Imperials dropping. It's a, hovercraft ahead, or the craft ahead. They're about to drop down on you. Oh, meanwhile, I've got this, trying to do this hunt that's 3 levels above me. Sure, throw in some Imperials too. Why not? I'm having a lot of fun with the game.
That's good to hear. Yeah, so our foundings of 15 are false. Well, Steven's foundings are 15 are false. I liked the game. It was just, I played it when it first launched, so it was not as smooth as the Royal Edition is nowadays.
Yeah. I'm also getting to the point in the story that turned most people off from it. And I see it a little bit, but I'm still like, I mean, I've played enough Final Fantasy games at this point. People's complaints about them, I'm like, have you played any other Final Fantasy games? Because there's definitely, most of them are pretty convoluted in their story. And there's a lot of plot holes in a lot of the games.
Yep, that's true.
You just put up with it.
Yep. But is there anything else to add into Ramuh?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, and may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at FFLorecast, and you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Shop up to 40% off with minimum purchase and a free professional measure right now at Blinds.com. Plus, pay at your own pace starting at 0% APR with Affirm. Terms apply.